The time now, 6:30 in the evening time on this Saturday evening, April 26, 2014 on a Saturday evening time now for the Waterman JPJ with the evening report. Saturday evening, April 26, 2014. Good evening, everybody. Our current editions at 6:30 p.m. in North Massachusetts got a temperature of 48 degrees, with overcast skies, with humidity at 74%, wind speed calm. Barometer 20.81 inches, due at about 40 degrees, and a visibility of 10 miles. Alright, let's take a look at our radar scope, and it shows one band of rain showers up off the North Shore and stretching it up into much of Maine, off the coastal New Hampshire coastline. And stretching it out in Quebec, down from northeastern Ontario, stretching out in Quebec, and up into some snow and sleet showers in northern Quebec here, and rain showers out in the western portions of southwestern New Brunswick and western portions of Nova Scotia here. And this is a second band of heavy rain from western Connecticut and Massachusetts and Memphis, northern New Jersey up in New York City, western Long Island up in the eastern quarter from New York to Albany, and switching up to central New York and up into southern Quebec, Montreal down for northeastern portions of Ontario and up central portions of Ontario. A lot of rain showers went to DC area and in northern Virginia, and switching on western Maryland and northern West Virginia and down for southwestern portions of Pennsylvania down for southeastern portions of Ohio here.
First of this magnitude this year, families in North Carolina looking up and seeing these fears.
And a lot of rain showers in the northeastern portions of Missouri and touching the St. Louis area and western portions of Illinois. A lot of rain showers in the north central portions of Iowa down for southwestern portions of Minnesota. And blobs of rain showers in south central portions of Kansas and north central portions of Oklahoma. And the west, a couple of blobs of rain and snow showers from central Arizona and New Mexico stretching out through the Rockies and in northern Idaho and western Montana, and some rain and sleet showers in the northern portions of California and for southwestern portions of Oregon. Rain showers in the northwestern Oregon up in western Washington, and some sleet and snow showers in the Cascades and down for southwestern British Columbia, and rain and sleet showers in the northeastern portions of Washington and northern Idaho, and not for the northeastern portions of Oregon and southern Idaho, down for Wyoming, down for the Four Corner region here, and a lot of rain showers in the northeastern portions of North Dakota and stretching out southwestern Manitoba and down for Saskatchewan, and snowing down in southern Alberta and the Calgary area, and rain and sleet and snow showers in southeastern portions of
America's midsection.
Alberta, and rain, sleet and snow showers in the eastern portions of British Columbia here.
Researchers at Texas.
Peabody, Massachusetts. Good evening. 43 degrees, overcast skies.
250.
Let's take a look at our satellite loop here, and it shows
Last year's deadly Moore tornado is still fresh on the minds of Oklahomans, and Moore is
satellite photograph shows abandoned clouds covering much of New England and down through New York State and Pennsylvania, down through eastern Michigan and Ontario, and stretch down through Quebec, down through Atlantic Canada, and over a batch of clouds from western Carolina, down through western Virginia, down through Kentucky, down through southern Indiana and Illinois, and a batch of clouds from covering much of the western portion of the country, and down through western Manitoba, down through Alberta, Saskatchewan, and down through British Columbia, and stretching in up to the Gulf of Alaska here.
risk will rise, but that is just the beginning. It will be an active.
Let's take a look at our map situation. Cold front from northern Mexico, stretching down to Arizona, and station front from Utah. Down for Wyoming, and a cold front from South Dakota. Down for Nebraska and Iowa, down for northern Illinois, Indiana, down for northern Iowa, and down for eastern Ontario, and then to the central and western New York. Warm front from east central Colorado, down through Kansas, down through Oklahoma, down for Texas, down for the Gulf States, and cold front from southern Georgia and out to sea, and warm front out to sea. Low pressure from southern Nevada down through Utah, down through Wyoming, and off the Carolinas, and high pressure in the Carolinas, western Florida, and southern Oregon.
Violent storms are possible Sunday afternoon. The combination
From eastern New Mexico down for western Texas and northern Mexico. And in front of me from New York City down to Albany here. We got, look at the temperature contrast here. We are 44 here in Boston and in Chicago, but look at that. Paris 76s in Kansas City and Washington D.C. 80 out in Atlanta, 85 in Miami and Brownsville, 82 in Dallas, Texas, 54 in Minneapolis, 70 in New Mexico, and look at the temperature contrast. It's 37 in Great Falls and 42 in Salt Lake, but it's 75 out in Denver, 65 out in Los Angeles, 60 out in San Francisco, and 56 in Seattle.
The Los Angeles Clippers.
Current conditions around the region, we got 44 in Boston, 43 in Bedford and Beverly, 46 in Fitchburg, 42 in Gloucester, 44 out in Norwood, 48 in Taunton, 47 in Bedford, 46 in
He won't go to Clippers game.
Provincetown and Falmouth, 45 in Cheltenham, and
To be suspended.
Cape Cod Bay, 49, Martha's Vineyard, 43 in Nantucket, 46 in West Wing, Block Island, and 45 in Smithfield, 46 in Webster, 47 in Sturbridge, 47 in Milford, 42 in Worcester, 42 in Boston Harbor, 46 in Fitchburg, 49 in Orange, 55 in Greenfield, 51 in Amherst, 54 in Springfield, 52 in Pittsfield, 55 in Albany, New York, 53 in North Adams, 52 in Bennington, 49 in Belleville, 48 in Keene, 43 out in
That is the voice of Clippers team owner Donald Sterling arguing.
Jeffrey, 42 in Cork, New Hampshire, 41 in Manchester, New Hampshire, 44 in Nashua, New Hampshire, 47 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 42 out in New Hampshire Bay, 53 in Winslow, 55 in Orford and in Meriden, 52 in Waterbury and Denbury, 49 in Bridgeport, 45 in New Haven, and it is 48 in Montauk, 48 out in Islip, and 50 in New York City.
The alleged argument sparked.
And let us take a look at our short-range public discussion. High impact severe weather and flash flood event expected for the plains and Mississippi Valley. The stage is set for high impact severe weather and flood and flash flood event across the plains and the Mississippi Valleys. A deepening surface low slowly lifts northeastward from the lead of the central rockies and anomalous Gulf moisture surges in northward of the trailing cold front pushing out for the Great Basin and southwest. Widespread moderate and heavy rains are expected to develop into the system, impacting locations across the central plains and the middle Mississippi Valley to all the northward back into the behind overnight plains. A strong to severe thunderstorms are likely with convection breaking out ahead of a cold front pushing at the southern United States, and flash flooding will certainly be possibly, especially entire system slows down Sunday and Monday. Our additional stories with this. Storm may be strong and gusty winds surrounding the deep surface cyclone moving across the central plains and the potential for late season accumulated snows across portions of the northern United plains as cooler works its way beyond the system. Unsettled weather is expected in the northwest as a Pacific front moves in Saturday evening as a surge of moisture with a boundary combined with orographic efforts will produce some heavier amounts along the coastal ranges and the Cascades and Pacific Northwest. Our business onshore flow beyond the system and keep showers in the forecast spot Sunday. Conditions will be slow to degree occur after the across the northeast where one surface low in the coast will be replaced by a second low dropping down for the lower Great Lakes, and activity should be mostly scattered and light, but a few flakes of snow will be possible across some of the higher elevations in New England. And forecast discussion here in New England there.
Los Angeles, Clayton, thank you. And to another image out of California this evening, a terrifying and deadly crash right in front of an ice cream shop in Southern California.
An upper level disturbance will bring another round of showers and spots even isolated thunderstorms to the region overnight. A drying trend begins tomorrow, continuing early next week as high pressure returns to the area. Conditions are traced by mid to next week, wind and blow, average temperatures and unsettled weather. Near trend until 6 a.m. Sunday morning as low pressure continues to deepen and offshore. It is only where marine influence low level moisture continues to be trapped at precipitation continues. Maine, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts east of Western County. Radar echoes continuing Maine. And Wayne slowly fought this area as well, such that a short-lived break across most of the southern New England is expected early this evening over temperate cool conditions outside wherever. The sun has broken out in the vicinity of the Connecticut River Valley. However, we are continuing to monitor a very robust upper level short waves and early weak low pressure center at the H5, which will move across the area and from the northwest to southeast overnight. This is all rain beginning to manifest itself across central New York and northern Pennsylvania as widely scattered convective HRA and isolated TS. This determines the temperature of H5 temperatures as low as 20 Celsius below zero and 30 Celsius below zero, and given HA5 temperatures remaining close to 20 Celsius to 0 Celsius, middle lapse rates approach 7.0 centimeters per kilometer, and possibly exceeded from H6 to H4. Therefore, likely the level of top convective activity will hold together across the region, despite the fact that this afternoon convection in New York has been affected by sunshine. Therefore, the lower end categorical and likely pops from previous trips are right on. It's only made minor adjustment there for piece of scale guidance shows a possibility of a bullseye of half inches of QBF across the region, and given a weak flow low. Left it is possible some brief heavy rainfall delivers a localized half an inch or more. Throughout the parts out around 0.7 inches less pre-recorded thunder potential, continue to maintain the isolated thunder based on high TTS and sleep lapse rates. Regarding snow potential, strong convective vertical motions, temperatures in the mid-30s are possible across higher terrain of east slopes of the Berkshires, Worcester Hills, and Monday night. Therefore, not out of the question with good dynamic, cool and brief heavy slush snowfalls and maybe even likely accumulation in these higher terrain regions, especially during the early morning hours here. And
the students we spoke with here today say when promised
low temperatures tonight and never around the rain rain tonight. Rain may mix with snow and higher rain. And a little bit of accumulation of showers may linger Sunday afternoon high temperatures in Sunday in the 50s. So, it'll be 40 for Boston, 41 for Providence, and New Bedford, 40 for Nantucket and Provincetown. It's 39 for Worcester, 36 for Pittsburgh, 30 for Greenfield, 41 for Springfield, 42 for Hartford, 41 for Bridgeport, 41 for New London, and then Montauk. And 38 for Springfield, Vermont, and in 38 in Brattleboro, Vermont, 37 Keene, New Hampshire, 30 Manchester, New Hampshire, 37 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 38 in Greenfield, and 41 for Springfield. So today's highs will be predicted from 36 to 42 degrees here. And high temperatures will be in the 50s, ranging from 51 for Portsmouth and 52 to Boston. We'll see 40s from much of the Cape and the Islands there, so we'll see a range of 47 to see a 60 degrees in Bridgeport, Connecticut, 57 Hartford, and 54 for Providence here. And
this evening, President Obama is in Malaysia, but he is preparing for even tougher sanctions against Putin, coming as early as Monday. But ABC's chief White House correspondent asking the president, will those sanctions
take a look at the Futurecast radar here.
Is up to John.
Good evening, David. With the Prime Minister of Ukraine accusing Russia of trying to start World War III, President Obama is trying to turn up the heat. He's brokered a deal with European leaders to slap another round of sanctions on Russia. It was a lavish welcome today for President Obama in Malaysia, but his Asia trip has been overshadowed by the escalating confrontation with Russia. President Obama is now ratcheting up the pressure on President Putin.
And now,
sanctions coming as
head batch of orange and red in 72 New York Newburgh. Days are heavy rain and some gusty thunderstorms here. And now, 10 o'clock when we get to Connecticut and much of western Massachusetts, Connecticut River Valley, up the Iowa Core from Springfield up to Brattleboro. And the rain will get to the central Massachusetts Rhode Island by about 12:38 a.m. And the rain's going to be approaching the Massachusetts around 2 to 4 a.m. And then 6 o'clock we'll see some showers, and then we can see some spotty showers for much of the day on Sunday. Okay, let us take a look at how much rain we are going to get according to the grid forecast here.
I absolutely would save Mr. Putin if he were drowning.
Obama and Putin seem to have essentially written each other off as working partners. They haven't spoken.
We could see,
although both the White House and the Kremlin say talks continue
at an additional
lower levels. David?
0.12 up to 0.3 inches of rain for much of the region here. Okay, let's take a look at our...
Now, all 15 people involved in navigating the ship that day are in custody. Meanwhile, bad weather once again forcing divers out of the water.
Let's take a look at our deck cam, and it shows cloudy skies over the reservoir here, and some clouds over the reservoir after one rainstorm, and we got roughly about a half-inch of rain, so we will get an additional 0.1 to 0.25 inches of rain out of this system here. Okay, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Gosh, those mosquitoes. It goes like this. Friday night, showers likely mainly after 2 a.m. in the morning time. Cloudy skies with a low of 39 degrees. East wind about 5 miles per climate. Common evening, chance of precipitation 60%. New precipitation amount less than a 10 inch possible. For Sunday, chance of showers mainly before 9 a.m. Most skies got low high near 53 degrees. North wind about 7 miles per chance of precipitation 30%. New precipitation amount less than a 7 inch possible. Sunday night, most skies got high near low near 40 degreest. Northwest wind about 3 to 5 miles per hour. Monday, increased skies high near 58 degrees. North wind about 9 miles per hour. Monday night, most skies got low 42 degrees. Northeast wind about 6 to 8 miles per hour. Tuesday, slight chance of showers. Most skies got high near 51 degrees. Chance of precipitation 20%. Tuesday night, chance of rain after 10 p.m. Most skies got low 40 degrees. Chance of precipitation 30%. Wednesday, chance of rain. Clouds got high near 51 degrees. Chance of precipitation 50%. Wednesday night, rain likely with clouds got low 42 degrees. Chance of precipitation 70%. Thursday, rain likely, clouds got high near 59 degrees. Chance of precipitation 6%. Thursday night, chance of showers. Clouds got low 40 degrees. Chance of precipitation 50%. Friday, chance of showers. Most clouds got high near 68 degrees. Chance of precipitation 30%. Friday night, most clouds got low 46 degrees. And Saturday, part of the sun got high near 64 degrees. Peters with a phrase of the evening. Hey, A little showery on tap tonight. And let's take a look at our traffic situation. Everything is smooth sailing around the region here, except for a few accident spots. An accident in Arlington, exit on Route 2 before. Exit 60 on the westbound side of Route 2 in Arlington, so accept some delays here. Traffic incident in Massachusetts Turnpike.
Quite a crowd behind you there, Terry. Terry Moran tonight, thank you. And there's so much more
on the
world news this Saturday
eastbound side approaching 128 and a construction zone in Western Road construction right lane and closed on Route 128 at northbound and exit 25. Mass fact reported by DOT. And there's another accident. Accident ramp on around the Burlington stretch, which is 128 south on the approaching to Route 3. So expect some traffic taps around that area. And incident on Treasury Center Highway on Route 2 in Fort Devens here. And in Massachusetts Turnpike incident. And mass factors congestion on the eastbound side. And that's going to be the weather traffic mitigation on this April 26, 2014 on a Saturday evening on Tuesday. Good evening with good positive attitude. See you at 11. Have a good evening.